how certain are you of this? Because there's the simple question is how likely is it? And we know things move in transfers or whatever. It's worth pointing out that the way the article was written was he's agreed to join Liverpool pending Champions League and a deal being agreed with Southampton, because that's not what you're not saying.
He's coming.
Virgil van Dijk to Liverpool is done and dusted, but you're saying that he's Liverpool's preferred option.
Yeah. So again, I feel like we're pleb saying this, but two separate people. One person told me a couple of days ago, and when one person tells you something, you've got to take it with a pinch of salt, obviously, as you know. Mm-hmm. A second person who I spoke to this morning said no.
Completely different.
Different people, yeah, don't even know each other. I mean, there's no way that it linked. And he said, like, no, he's actually spoken to Jurgen Klopp. He wants to come to Liverpool. He wants to play in the Champions League. And Jurgen's had this concession thing of, well, I only want lads who want to come here and all that. But I think he gets the score. He's not going to get that with anyone. Apparently, Liverpool spoke to him. Whether I'd like to think Southampton know about it, because apparently Van Dijk spoke to a few managers of. He's already spoke to the managers of. Well, I'm going to say no. Chelsea and Man City. He's already spoke to them. Who knows what the score is? There's other outlets reporting that Chelsea won. His preferred thing is
Chelsea was the big one this week, wasn't it? Because they're talking about loan and Christiansen. Oh, sorry, giving Christiansen as part of the deal.
You got to remember, Liverpool haven't agreed with Southampton, so you've got that. That's the thing. Now, the talk is Southampton will just take the 50 million quid. But if someone comes with a better offer, or comes with, you know, like, we'll give you 50 plus this lad we've got, or we'll loan you Kurt Zuma, or Man City say, you know what, you can have Otamendi plus 25, or who knows. But from what I've been told by two separate people is that he wants to play for Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, I mean,
and Klopp has talked to him, told him really of how he fits in the team, what the direction of the team is, what the aim is. I got a lot of stick saying, well, he can go and play for anyone and win titles, and I get that. But I think Klopp sold him the talk of, well, if we have you, we'll be able to win titles.
There was an interesting question raised, or an interesting point raised. I'll see if I can find it on Twitter. But Jamie, your thoughts on it? Because it's this thing that doesn't sound very Klopp and very Klopp Liverpool though. The idea that if you get top four, I'll join you, but if you don't, I'll be off somewhere else. Considering the way he talked about Gert last summer.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to bring up. And the thing is, though, is that 50 million price tag still like concrete on his sale? Definitely, yeah. So say we go out and we buy Van Dijk for 50 mil. He's breaking our transfer records for a start by 15 mil, and for the rest of the season and for the rest of his Liverpool career, he's going to be the £50 million defender. Yeah. It's going to be that thing's going to be over his head. It's the same with John Stones and Raheem Sterling at City and all that. They went over there for so much money, and I just don't like that at Liverpool. When Andy Carroll was at Liverpool, when we bought him, he was the £35 million man. Yeah. It's that pressure.
It is.
That's over the player's head.
Someone's got to have that, and what's your alternative? That's the thing.
There's a difference, I think, between the Andy Carroll one when we panic bought Andy Carroll.
Oh yeah, it's totally different kettle of fish.
And City have paid the £50 million on John Stones and Raheem Sterling. In 10 years could look great because they'll have got their entire career pretty much. And look, you say no, we paid like what $5 million a season, and it was worth it.
Is that the kind of marker that we need to set down this summer, James?
Yeah, definitely. Because we need to sort out the defence. I've been saying it all season. Every show I've been going on. Left back is our number one priority, but it's slowly emerging that centre back is coming a close second as well. With Lovren signing that new deal as well, it makes me think: are we going to be in the market for a centre back? But we definitely are, because it looks like Sakho's on his way out. Klavan's early 30s, so we definitely need another centre-back coming in. We need to fix the whole defence, and starting with the left-back centre-back will be perfect.
So we've scored the same number of goals as Spurs and one less than Chelsea, and they're well above us in the league. And it's not
Spurs have got a plus 20 better goal difference.
And we've scored the same goals as us. 20 goals they've let in less than us, and their defence is fantastic. You know, Alderweireld's been injured for a while. Vertonghen's been injured. When they're playing, they're great, and when they're not, they've managed with Eric Dyer. Kev Wimmer's had a couple of games, and they've done well. They're set up to protect the defence. Jurgen Klopp's football is never going to be as that solid as Pochettino's. They're not going to have a Wanyama. They're not going to have a Dyer. They might have a Henderson or a Keita, hopefully in the future, or a Chan. So you need your defenders to be better one-on-one. Someone's going to be running at your defence, and it happened to Dejan Lovren the other day, and he fell over. You want Virgil van Dijk is the type of man who will go, I'll have that sound all day. Joel Matip does it now, and he gets beat occasionally, but more often than not, he'll do it. If you're gonna, at the moment, it might, and again, it might change. Klopp's system demands the elitist of the elite defenders now, I think, because you're going to be exposed. You're going to be one-on-one. Your left back's going to be halfway up the pitch, and he's too old to get back, or your right back's going to be up the pitch and can't get back.
Yeah.
You're going to be there. So how do you do it? The two options are you buy a great defender, or you change how you're playing. Buy a Wanyama. Play Lucas every game, or that.
Yeah.
So what you do? Who'd you buy? Well, okay, the market has been John Stones set the market. So Southampton go as if we're taking less than you took for John Stones. Bollocks, of course we're not. So that's transfers in a tier. You look at the last one and go, well, I'm better than him. So the next time you want to sign a speedy winger, what do you pay for Sadio Mane, mate? 30? Oh, well, we want 40. That's just how transfers work, and that's where we are.
I think that's a really interesting point on the fact that we need the top players just to play in those positions, because in the absence of having the system that sets that, you need to have players who are just the best at doing what they do, which is funny because I'd not thought of it that way, and in some respects it's the exact opposite of Brendan Rodgers' Liverpool. We needed the best of the best to make the attack work and his passing thing work, because it was, otherwise people just bottle it, don't they? You need players, you needed Suarez to make that work essentially, whereas we've seen Klopp can actually get better than some of the parts from that attack, because let's rewind the clock 12 months, like to coming up to the end of last season. If you told us that Liverpool's front five was going to be Gini Wijnaldum, Adam Lallana, Phil Coutinho, Roberto Firmino, and Sadio Mane, and you go, how shit is that? If you then said they were going to be the joint or second joint top goal scorers over a Premier League campaign, you'd be like, nah, you're chatting shit, aren't you? Which I think bodes well in that regard, because it costs you more money to buy those fucking players, and if we're good at that end, then that's great. But yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we just do need to just go and buy a couple of really, really good players, and the Naby Keita and Virgil van Dijk stuff makes perfect sense.
I mean, Van Dijk and Matip it just screams like it screams a young development. You could have them for 5 years. It could be a partnership that just grows and grows and grows, and again, hopefully wins us a title. That's the aim, isn't it? Because a Southampton fan said to me, why did he go to Liverpool? He could go anywhere. I was like, yeah, but you don't realise he thinks he's boss. He must do. If he doesn't, he's a rubbish footy player. So he could be thinking, go to Liverpool, I'll make their defence better and their attack's fine. There's actually less question marks, I think, at Anfield at the minute than there is, for example, at Man City. Man City have just got the manager and the spending power, but they've got issues all over the pitch. I think a lot of people would say, if Liverpool just conceded less, they'd be well up there. Listen, don't get me wrong, there's times where we need to score more, and some of the total is inflated by putting 6 past Watford and putting 5 past whoever. But I think as a player, I think I could see, if I was a top class centre half, I could think I can go in there and fix that, and I could be the man who absolutely win Liverpool in the first league in 27 years. I'll be a legend, and that's hopefully Jamie. Hopefully that's what they're thinking, or what he's thinking.
Hopefully it is, because if I was a centre back, a young lad like that, and I'm probably one of the best in the league, I'd be thinking, I'll go into there, sort everything out. The attack can do what they do. I'll just block the goals. But I was gonna add on before, as you were talking about the spending power over this summer coming up. This transfer window is so important for us. Even if we don't get Van Dijk, we need to get the next best, because say we do get Champions League football, whether it's 3rd or 4th place, I don't want us to have the same summer as we had after we finished 2nd in the league, and we end up with a Ricky Lambert and a big player goes, and then we're out in the group stages of the Champions League, and then it's a whimper.
I think at least the odds of a big player going are pretty minimal. I think even if we got a substantial offer from Barcelona for Coutinho, I can't see that being the right move for him. If nothing else, because I don't think he'll think he's ready for it.
And we'll say no.
And we'll also say no.